So today's topic is going to be gun control. Gun control is one that really divides this country a lot, and it's a shame. I have actually deleted people off of my Facebook or unfollowed them so that I didn't see their comments. I really don't need to see their comments. I am a true believer of gun control. Does that mean that I do not want guns in the United States? No, I don't feel that way. But it seems that whenever somebody mentions gun control, everybody's saying that we're getting out to take away their Second Amendment right to own a gun. I find it funny that they feel, so many of them feel, that they are allowed to have a gun, or should have a gun, that we use in the military. What purpose is that? That if you have a gun that's firing 100+ rounds a minute, why do you need that? Why do you need an automatic weapon? Now some will say, well, it is our right so that we can protect ourselves against the government. Now that wasn't really what our rights were. Our founding fathers did not give us that right to protect ourselves against the government. They gave us that right to protect ourselves from the other countries. We were to protect ourselves from England at the time. But I do not feel we should have guns that the Army has. We have them now to protect ourselves and to hunt. Those are the two things. That's it. Right? Protect ourselves from intruders coming into our house or wherever. You are allowed to. I am not one that says that somebody shouldn't be able to have a concealed weapon. You should be. But I feel you should have an AK-47 as your concealed weapon? No, I do not believe that. People say that you cannot stop the bad guys from getting guns. And so that's their reasoning for not making laws to restrict who gets the guns. They say the bad guys will get the guns no matter what. But why do we make laws for driving? Why do we have those types of laws? The guy that wants to drive is going to drive anyways. So why do we have any laws on driving? Why do we have any laws at all? Why do we have laws for stealing? The thief's gonna steal anyways. That's your reasoning. That reasoning doesn't make any sense. The laws are there for us to do justice when justice is needed to be done. So that when we do catch that person that shouldn't have a gun of a certain kind, or a gun period, then we have the laws to back it. Does it mean that we're going to stop every criminal from shooting a gun and killing somebody? No. But it will deter it. It will help deter it. Yes, the criminal will go out and get a gun if he wants it. Anybody will get a gun if they want it. But it helps to get laws that will slow it down some and maybe not make it as easy. We have people that are on a no-fly list. They are not allowed to fly out of an airport in this country. But we're going to allow them to have guns. We're going to allow them to go buy guns. Does this make any sense? People say, well, that's taking away their Second Amendment right. If they're not supposed to fly because they may be dangerous to our people, then why do we want to give that person a gun? That's the same as any felon is not allowed a gun. Are you complaining because of their rights being taken away? Do you want to have a felon that has committed murder and he gets out of jail in 10 years, because that's easy to do. It's weed that you go to jail for 30, 40 years. You kill somebody, get out in 10 years, we're going to let them buy a gun? That's your reasoning. That's the type of reasoning you have out there. I just don't understand how they can say that we cannot put any type of restriction on guns when we have laws for restricting people for driving, for doing other things. I mean, I could find many things that we have laws to restrict people on doing. Why are you restricting a 13-year-old from smoking cigarettes, from drinking? Should they not be allowed to do that? Maybe a 6-year-old with a cigarette would be good. You have restrictions out there in this country. They're there for a reason. I don't see why we should not be able to make restrictions and laws regarding owning a gun. Just because it says in our Second Amendment that everybody's allowed to have a gun. Maybe there should be some restrictions. We are talking about a constitution that was made well over 200 years ago. There have been other things on that constitution that has changed, and laws have changed them through the years. But because it's about guns, we're saying no. As I said right at the beginning, I'm not against people owning guns. But I do think that there should be restrictions on what type of gun they own, and maybe if a person is allowed to have a gun, period. And for those people that are saying, well, this is just a start, one way to restrict us all from owning guns, you need to get over it. Just get over it. There has to be laws, and not everybody in this country should own a gun. Well, that's all I have for today. It's just my input toward it, and I'm sure there are many people that would argue it, but that's how I see things. I will see you tomorrow. Later. Bye.